Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us was the Ongteed BL-106. It's an AM/FM portable radio with a built-in MP3 player. Currently at the making of this video, the price for this was $9.99 at Amazon USA. Quite the bargain for what it does. You can have a lot of fun for $10. So let's check it out. The BL-106. No frills packaging. Not a bad deal. I do like the fact they used a box that was easy to open. It's flip style. Nice. So took everything out. Let's see what we get for our $10. So $10, we get the star of the show. Da, 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 da. It's the BL-106, and it doesn't look anything like a Panasonic RF-P50, does it? It totally is a complete ripoff of the design of the Panasonic RF-P50 that I reviewed. You can look it up. But yeah, I think they might still sell it somewhere, DSP version. This is a DSP radio as well, digital signal processor. So you get the radio, you get a charging cable. Yes, this radio has a built-in battery, and we'll talk about that. USB to barrel. Yeah, that's an oddity. If you lose your cable, you're out of luck. But on the high side of things, if you lose your cable and you're unable to charge a lithium battery, you can pop in 2 AA batteries if the internal battery runs dry. We'll talk about that. We get some paperwork. We get a little card here. Let's see what it says. Hassle-free service. Okay. Rock on. Warranty card. Oh, they use a lot of different clip art here. If there is one thing, what does it say? If there's one thing one can always yearn for and sometimes attain, it is human love. Oh, how cute. There you go. Our warranty. Okay, awesome. I'm not sure that company, but okay. Activate warranty now. I probably won't for $10. No. But let's see. How to use. Okay, this is pretty simple. I'm sure you've seen this before with every radio out there. But for those who don't know how to use a radio, here you go. Specifications, I'm going to kind of zoom in because that's micro printing. There you are. And then we'll open it up. See what that, oh, not much on the inside here. Build in 500 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. Yeah, I tried to take the radio apart. It'll come apart fairly easy, but you got to be careful. It does have a little flat pack in there. Couldn't read any numbers on it. Must have been glued down on the other side. But yeah, it was a little flat lithium ion pack or polymer pack. So there you go. Up to 32 gigabyte TF card support. All right. And then I think, oh, here we go. Warning. Okay. There's your 2 AA batteries, which will show you. Operate the unit only on 3-volt DC. Okay. So yeah, there's your BL-106 manual. Done. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the radio and get into it here. All right. So dimension-wise, we have not measured it. So we got a tape measure right here. Let's go ahead and do this. Have some fun. So yeah, you're about 2 3/4 inches in width and a height of, what is it, like 4 5/8? Yeah. And we got a thickness of 1 1/8. So yeah, not too bad. We'll do a little size comparison here. Right on. Yeah, forgot to write down the measurements. Beautiful. Now I brought out a cool radio here, the Prunus J167. Now there's a reason why, because this is a great radio too. You got FM, AM, shortwave. There is no MP3 player in here, but it has a rechargeable battery that's replaceable. In the bottom, 14500 cell. And I really like this radio. It's $13.99, so it's pretty close in price to this. So if you weren't looking for an MP3 player, you might want to consider this radio here, just because of the replaceable lithium battery. But there you go. Awesome. And it's actually a smaller size. We have usually our CC pocket in the house. Little size comparison. There you go. This thing's definitely bigger than the pocket. Awesome. And then we have usually a CC Skywave. Boom. There you are. CC Skywave 2, I should be saying. Nice. And then we also have a deck of cards handy. Here it is. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves cheap radios from an unknown company, man. He's Iron Man. Looking to make a buck on the radio, man. There you go. Deck of cards. Cool. So just slightly bigger than a deck of cards. All right. So let's talk about features of the BL-106. I want to call it the P50. I really do. It's funny. So let's go to the left-hand side. We're greeted with a carry strap, kind of wimpy. I don't think I can even get my hand through that. Nope. Volume on-off control. We have our recessed antenna, which is nice. I like how they did that. So it's kind of semi-protected. The antenna extends out 13¼ inches. You get the little pop-up there. Nice. Headphone jack, headphone experience. I use CC buds to give you a general idea of what you can expect. There is a slight low-level hiss to the radio. Come on, it's $10. There's no stereo playback with the MP3 players or FM radio, so don't expect stereo. Again, $10. There's light lows, moderate mids, and strong highs. It's pretty pleasant to listen to music. I mean, I'm not a heavy bass fan, so for me, it's good. Same as on the MP3 player. I noticed, actually, the MP3 player did notice stronger mids, so instead of moderate. So a little bit stronger mids on the MP3 player. AM, I noticed a low neutral tone. So there you go. There's your DC input, the barrel jack. I guess it's a pretty standard barrel jack, so you can make your own adapter if you ever lost yours. Standard polarity. Nice. Going to the front, got our FM 88 to 108, and then down here it says 530 to 1600. Yeah, that's what it is. It doesn't go higher than 1605. But I believe it's spaced at 10 kilohertz spacing because I was able to pick up stations nice and strong, like say 670, where if it was 9 kilohertz, it would sound just slightly diminished, and it wasn't. So there's 10 kilohertz spacing. I think it's like universal. I think it's 9 and 10, all the way up to 1605. It's unfortunate, but it's not a great AM receiver. You'll find out. Power LED indicator turns red when we turn it on. Speaker down here actually sounds fairly decent. It's a 2¼ inch and kind of a low profile. It's a real thin style, but still has a decent audio to it. Got some bullet points on the bottom of the radio in case you forget what your radio can do. It's a radio. It plays music. It has a USB input and MP3 player. Tuning on the right-hand side. Band select switch, AM on top, FM in the middle, and of course our USB or micro SD card on the bottom. Going to the top where everything happens. Spot for your thumb drive. And I actually like to use these little small thumb drives, these micro ones, because that's nice. Sticks up a little bit, but it's not going to break. The problem with this radio is if you're going to use a micro SD card, it sticks up. I have a feeling it's going to snap off. So yeah. But for this video, I'm going to use the standing out one. Max 32 gigs. Here we have MP3, so that'll flash when the MP3 player is going. You know, pretty easy to figure out what's happening. Over here we got 3 buttons. We have pause, play, track forward, track back, and of course fast forward and rewind. It has fast forward rewind. That's pretty nice. Though it does only remembers track that you're on, not the position in the track. So keep that in mind. So if you're playing a long file, it's only going to start over from the beginning again. That can be a hassle. Fast forward's your friend. Get back of the radio. You can see a little chart there. Now we got a vented case. Going to the battery compartment. Open this up. You can see you got a spot for 2 AA batteries. Now I recommend using the internal battery first. Do not put AA batteries in here while you're using the internal battery. If the internal battery is dead, I think it's okay to use the 2 AA batteries. What happened was I measured these contacts, and they're linked to the lithium battery, so there's a measurement of 4.10 volts. Okay, that's not good. But sometimes when you put in batteries, it cuts that circuit, and it uses the battery bay here. Well, in my case, I put the 2 AA batteries in alkalines, and I measured them, and I watched them slowly increasing in voltage. So the internal battery was dumping into the alkaline batteries. Not something you want to have happen. So only use your battery bay when the internal battery is exhausted or completely dead. That way you don't hurt your AA batteries. So that's just one caveat about this radio that I noticed and measured. If you are an electrical engineer and I missed something, let me know. But yeah, I noticed a climbing voltage on the 2 AA batteries I put in here as I measured them. And that's not a good sign. So there we are. Cool. So let's go ahead and talk about FM reception report, and then we'll go ahead and turn this on and demo it. So FM reception report. I based it on a 5-tier method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. I set upstairs, same time of day, every day. With all my radios, check for tropospheric ducting or E-skipping to make sure that's not a factor. And I go ahead and tune the entire FM band and mark down how many stations I find. give you an idea. So FM reception, and this one sensitivity is, it gets a solid good, found 61 stations. You could probably find more. It does like to latch on to stronger stations as you go. It's a DSP thing. If you go back and forth, you might find that faint station in between. It just takes a little bit of patience. And of course, selectivity, I gave it a good rating because it is pretty selective if you take your time and work that back and forth. So yeah, we'll turn the radio on in demo time. Power light goes on. Let's start with my normal. There we go.
3, 2, 1. You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother.
We'll run this for a few minutes. Okay, there's our tracks. Let's see if we get some old-time radio show. My friend Irma, fast forward.
It's 6 months long. And Irma said, gee, when a girl goes to a dance, her mother must say, be a good girl and try to get home before July. Normally those things jolt me, but tonight I'm too busy addressing a stack of envelopes for Richard to waste any time trying to straighten Irma out. Jane, who are you writing to? No one we know, honey.
So there you go. Old-time radio is pretty cool with it. Yeah, just remember that. Turn off the radio. It starts right at the beginning of the track. So let's go ahead and pause it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn the radio off, and I'm going to turn it to FM. Let's see, that's the middle one. Yep. And then we're going to hook up a little wire. I use a Kato T1 or a Sangean AN-T60. The one I have down here is just a Texan wire, but you can use those other ones I recommended. I'll have a link to them below. I'm going to start doing that with all my radios reviews so you guys know where to buy them. So I clip that on here because I'm in a subfloor basement. This will help me get some FM reception. So we'll take the little SD card out. We'll turn it on our FM band, and here we can hear. Hopefully now we pick up some stations. We'll go to the bottom. And you can hear how it sounds. And I'm going to try to raise this antenna up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to help me in here or not. There we go. Whoop. Get it to stay. Wrap it. Okay, there we are.
Film production companies, merrily, that are taking these projects on, so that
and the land feeds us. That's God's order. It's not by form of some amazing miracle. No.
The mainline denominations mostly appeal.
Connected and uplifted wherever you go.
So this generation that are more experiential.
Yeah, I need about 12 rounds, and I could be his. He's been my fourth man. All minds down that feel like the nights will mainly make
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening.
Hey, anytime. Good fan of yours.
All right, sweetie. You have a good night.
if I never feel you in my
native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier.
push and pull like a magnet, although my heart is full. Consider my foolish
Get the new 100.3 app in the Apple App Store or Google Play. She loves the 90s and 2000s.
Should probably mention that it is Chicago, Illinois, USA, and the time is 11:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. Forgot to do that, but we're halfway through this band scan. That's okay. Let's keep going. Finding quite a bit here. I'm going real slow on this dial too.
I have items from refrigerators to laundry pairs.
$575-6869. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
I'm so confident.
Okay, there you go. There's the FM band. Had to go pretty quick over the music because it is copyrighted if I hover too long. But there you go. That's the FM. Not bad, huh? Not bad for $9.99. I'm liking it. Just for an FM radio, it's, you know, without having to buy any batteries right away. Rock on. So yeah, let's go ahead and just put this down. We're going to go to the AM band where you don't need this. It has an internal ferrite antenna. It sits right about in here. Above the battery bay, there's here, then the battery's glued right to this spot here. It's like a little blue LiPo pack. So you could probably change it yourself if you're so inclined, if you have some skills, or remove it completely and just run off AA's and never have to worry about somebody plugging in a DC input while you're running batteries. If you notice, it did say a warning, run 3-volt only. That makes sense. Otherwise, you'll be charging the battery bay. And I think they knew that. But they didn't say. But there you go. Let's go switch to AM. We'll go to the bottom of the band. Now, during the day, it's great for locals. You might get some semi-locals. When you get towards the top of the band, it really falls off. I did pick up 1590, but that's a strong station. But that's all I could pick up at the top of the band. So nighttime might be different. So let's go ahead and turn it up and hear what we can hear on the AM band.
Now, the Foundation's Never Forget programs, they engage people in 9/11 remembrances all across the
Okay, I think this is 560 WIND, Chicago.
times a year.
Local.
Dozens of golf outings, a bar.
These kind of harmonic tones. This is 630, I believe, CFCO Chatham, Ontario, or it's WSM. Okay, so that's 630, CFCO Chatham, Ontario. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty good find. I have my little list here. Chatham, Ontario is 310 miles, 6,000 watts.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
From the Springer Mountain Barn studio in Music City, this is the radio home of the Grand Ole Opry.
WSM Nashville.
So there you go. You got the call letters. WSM, Nashville, Tennessee. It's 434 miles south. So it's a decent evening radio. Not bad.
The airport in Boise, Idaho. Fire Operations Chief Aaron Hummel.
Unfortunately, there was a collapse.
Chicago Sports. Sports Radio 670 The Score and 670thescore.com. Chicago Sports Station. WSDR Chicago. WVMX HD2 Chicago. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
So you got the call letters WSCR, home of the Cubs, 670. It's got nice bright audio, but not too bright. It sounds good. I like it.
CBS Sports Radio, great.
Sophie Schoenstand says she feels that the families were heard. I felt blown away by
23rd and 24th. Mayor Peter Ball is calling on
recommendations, but it's practical, and, they can put bodies together The recommendations are for RCMC, correctional
I think it's 700. Let's see, I got my Skywave here. I can just check real quick. Okay. Oh, it's in Alberta. 680. Okay, CGOB. Wow, that's a pretty good grab. So this is awesome. I don't have it written down, but I'll put a little pop-up here. It says 800 miles away. Holy cow, that's awesome.
She says the changes came after discussions with her United Conservative Party caucus. Moving to D.C., a lawyer is being sued and facing an investigation.
Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh. News Radio 700 WLW.
News a service of Progressive Insurance. The Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady as consumer confidence improves.
So there you go, WLW 700. Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles to the east. Oh, this thing woke up. Nice.
Easy before 2021, including two just last year.
Federal officials are sounding the alarm regarding
720 WGN Chicago local.
It was a stark warning from FBI Director Christopher Wray.
The PRC has a bigger hacking program.
Law firms.
Okay, I can't hover on that. At 740 Zoomer Radio, CFZM, Toronto, Ontario. That is 460 miles to the northeast.
It's the place to be for the latest on Detroit sports, news, and entertainment scene. Sunday mornings from 8 to 10. Stream 760 WJR live on the WJR app or at WJR.com.
So that's Detroit, Michigan. It's 270 miles
We're
east.
here with WJR senior news analyst Marie Osborne to talk about CertaPro painters.
Marie, tell us about your experience with CertaPro painters.
They provide progressive insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle.
Selectivity is a little bit of an issue. I wasn't going to be able to pick up 770. This is 780 WBBM Chicago News Radio.
Temperatures go up, 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 or the temperatures go down, down, down.
Hi, it's Dick and Elizabeth from American Weathermakers Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
What's the biggest mistake a homeowner could make when
lasers were pointed at them after an incident in 2012? That's when a new federal law made it a crime, punishable by up to 5 years in prison to point a laser at...
This is News Radio 840, WHAS.
You realize that if you have more than 200...
Okay, you got the call letters, WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. It's about 300 miles to the southeast. And yeah, they have coast to coast, ground zero. I listen to this station all the time at night.
The taxes you will owe on your 401k could climb even higher. Don't wait until 2020.
Okay, we're getting mixing here. There was a little bit of KOA, Denver, Colorado, 890 miles to the west. I'm pretty impressed. Except for that.
Notamment que
There
les
we go.
opérations chirurgicales de transition pour les 17 ans et moins ne seront pas
So yeah, I was tuning in the right direction. It tuned back to 840. I heard him say WHAS again, but now we're on CJBC 860, Toronto, Ontario.
sauf ceux déjà entamés. Jusqu'à gynécologue à Edmonton, quadriplote hépatérée par ses annonces. Selon elle, les opérations génitales...
Cother, who's 58, has now been sentenced to 140 years in prison. Matt Piper, CBS News.
A witness to the killing of Run DMC's Jam Master Jay in 2002 has testified in federal court in Brooklyn.
Okay, let's see if that is 870 or 880. I'm kind of curious. Just kind of cruise up here.
Confused and scared, but around 2017, he named Ronald Washington and Carl Jordan. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
There you go.
You heard the buzz about IT jobs and cybersecurity and AI, right?
So WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, that's going the distance there. That's amazing. 865 miles to the south.
My computer career. Are you a veteran, active duty military, or
You might want to pick this up for $10.
Skill up for position employers need.
A little bit of harmonics. I think this is the 80.
Hey, Detroit, this is Frank Morano. Join me the other side of midnight. From 1 to 5 a.m. hit 9, 10 a.m. Detroit's new talk superstation.
Okay, so jump to 910. Okay, so that's cool. He gave where he was at, Detroit, Michigan. This is WFDF. 270 miles, 25,000 watts to the east. We're almost done. I'm just going to go up the band.
Second game already with their schedule from something odd, Northwestern. But video.
Suns improving to 9-2 in their last 11. Nets have dropped 13.
Here's 1,000 WMVP Chicago. As you can see, dial accuracy, not really a thing. Just have to kind of get used to it.
Video tribute earlier on ESPN Radio are Emmett Golden and Q Myers.
Hello and welcome. Hey, it's Gary McNamara. I'm Eric Harley. Hey,
Why don't we all get together and begin a Thursday? Gary, how are you?
Transit, more affordable housing.
Carried out a self-defense strike targeting...
Commissioner Kevin Bethel says the officer was wearing an armored vest.
The U.S. carried out...
Metallica going on there. Awesome.
And completed, but there's still one last week. 69 weeks have been...
Is it local? 1160?
Ships. The strike marks the 12th time in...
Coast to coast. I'm pretty impressed. Let's go all the way to the top of the dial, and then we'll do final thoughts.
Right. What did you do? And he knows he didn't do anything in Brooklyn. It's not like it's his first team. Look, I get it, man. When he
I think it was 1530. WCKY, Cincinnati, 300 miles.
The anger subsided and everything. He goes back to OKC. I can see.
Cool. I'm having fun with this little dude. This BL-106. It's an evening little AM gem. All right. You can't knock it because it has a rechargeable battery. Okay, so we're at the top. Yeah, 1605 is where it dumps. It doesn't go expanded. That's the only thing. But okay, let's go ahead and just turn this off and do my final thoughts on this radio for $9.99. Well, I really didn't go into detail, but the enclosure is kind of crappy. It's pretty cheap. You can kind of see the fit and finish isn't beautiful. Hopefully it holds it together. It does come apart pretty easy. There's 2 screws in the battery compartment. It opens up, but you can see there's like little casting defects. It doesn't quite look like it fits tight here, the seam. But yeah, overall, it's okay for a nice backup radio, something fun to play with. $9.99, get you something decent. And plus, you got a headphone jack. Remember that. And it's not a bad experience. It sounds pretty good on headphones. So my likes on this is the price for $9.99. If you get it for $9.99, pick it up. If it's $12.99, pick up the J167 instead. Forget about internal non-replaceable lithium. You can replace the lithium battery on here. You get shortwave, which is fun, explore. And you don't have the MP3 player, but do you need to have it? You have to ask yourself that. So a lot of people just don't need it. You go with this one. So if it's $10, not bad. If it's $12.99 or $13, think about the Prunas J167. I'll have links to this one as well. If you haven't seen the video, check out this one. It's a fun radio. So I'd bring that up to you. But yeah, what else we got here for likes? I like the speaker audio, actually. I'm pretty amazed by it. It didn't hurt my ears. And it sounds good. I do like the built-in battery. Don't need to put batteries in right away. I don't care for the other charging cable, but you know, that's another thing. FM reception, I do like. You heard it. It sounded fantastic. There's a ton of stations. My dislikes on this, of course, cheap quality enclosure, but it's $10. SD card sticks up. $10. I could use this instead if I want to. It's funny how this is probably more valuable than that. We're almost done here. No stereo playback is a bummer, and the double A battery compartment here is questionable use when you have a charged lithium pack in here. So keep that in mind with this radio. Don't use AA batteries if your lithium battery is still working and has a charge on it. So there it is. Hope you liked the video. Give me a like if you did. 2, if you like cheap radios and you want to see more, subscribe to the bell icon. And 3, comment below what you think about the Ongteed BL-106. Is it for you? All right, I want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, talk to you later, and we'll see you in my next video.